Alright, we're gonna test out these new carbon graphite props. I've flown this before with the 10 by 3/8, and these are the 10 by 4.7. It should be a little quieter and have a higher payload. I'm gonna go ahead and test it indoors inside of a underground parking lot. This way I can trim it and I don't have to worry about actual wind blowing or having any kind of issues. And I want to make sure that the dual batteries layout works very well here. I'm not going to have too much of a satellite signal, just because we're in an underground parking lot and about 2 stories underground. So I don't expect too much satellite signal to kick in. So I will be getting some satellite errors. But I'm not too worried about that right now because I'm going to be hovering a foot off the ground in here. Alright, let's go ahead and set this up. Let me reset everything here, and let me set this to my right model, DJI F550. Shut down. Okay. Alright, this is ready to go. It's waiting for connection. Let's go ahead and plug you in. On my meter, 2.5. Alright, let's turn on my radio. And let's plug in our power. Alright. Like I said, I don't expect that blue light to flash much in here because of the fact that we're underground. Just check all my connections here. Make sure everything's nice and tight. Don't have any issues. I'll go ahead and move it over here out of the way. Now let it sit there for a little while I get everything else ready. Alright. Let's go ahead and connect. Double check if we have a connection.
Disconnected. Connected.
Alright, with his arm facing southeast. At least the compass is working good. Alright, we have no GPS connection because we're underground. So I don't expect the GPS to work anyways. Alright, let me make sure the arm works. Okay, let's go ahead and try to arm it. And arm. Should go through a self-check. The blade should spin on their own. And that should give me armed. Okay, there we go. Cool. Alright, now I gotta wind it up a little bit. If not, the blades will turn off by themselves. Alright, we got my timer on for 10 minutes. I got my beeper on as a backup. Okay. Let's see how these blades work. We fly manual mode because GPS mode will not work down here. trim's a little off. Okay, let me let it disarm. Alright, and let me go ahead and actually turn on my gimbal because it's kind of flopping all over the place there and I don't want it to affect the balancing. Alright, let's check the gimbal. Up, completely down. Completely up. Perfect. Alright. Just leave my gimbal there working. Let's rearm. Then we'll start the trims. Alright, about 13 minutes, because I had 10 minutes on the timer and it went over 2 minutes 59 seconds. So 13 minutes, it's actually about 12 minutes because I stopped for a minute, came back up again. I love these motors. It should be blistering hot. They're hot, but they're not like crazy hot, especially for being underground here with no wind. ESCs are nice and cold. Alright, I got it trimmed out. Now I'm going to go ahead and save my trims. So I should be able to hit this, save the trims. Trims are saved. Now I actually shut it down. I reset all my points. And my trims are already recorded from there in here. So I can, next time I fly it, I should not have to be able, I shouldn't have to manually punch any kind of trims. So let me go ahead and disconnect this so it doesn't remember any settings. Oh yeah, you see, look how cool. For those of you that have never used the mission planner or any kind of autopilot program, everything that this thing does is being sent in here. Full telemetry, any kind of recordings, data, battery, height, altitude, you name it, is being recorded in there. Alright, let me kill off the gimbal here before I forget. Where's my power switch? There it is. Kill that. Unplug the main power. Okay, now that the main power is unplugged, I'm going to put my trims back to normal again. Back to 0. Back to 0. Shut down and save. Okay, the reason I do that is because if I want to fine tune it for, you know, any other, because if I added weight or I shifted something around, I don't have to mess with those settings again. So all those settings got downloaded into the APM system, saved. Now next time I fire this up all at 0, whatever I did today here that made this thing nice and even, stays recorded and stays saved. And then of course all the telemetry log was already put in here. Let me disconnect that. I'll download the log at home and review it from there. Alright, this was my DJI F550 Flamewheel. It flies, like I said, very well. I have it with a dual 5200 milliamp battery. I have 4 of these, so I can always swap them out, you know, anytime I gotta fly. I did notice I had to do a lot of shifting of the weight towards that side. It could just be the batteries themselves. It's not perfectly centered, so I have to see how I readjust these in a way where I shift some of the weight over on that side. And then I probably just have to retrim it a little bit. I haven't put these batteries permanent yet. Right now I'm just using Velcro. Once I got the perfect spot, this perfect solution, everything, I'm gonna design a little battery tray that's gonna go on here where I can Velcro the batteries to the tray, lock them down, and then just snap the plate right onto the hexacopter there, so I don't have to ever worry about shifting or anything. I just want to make sure I have the right batteries, the right weight, the right overall. And again, I'm getting 13 minutes total flight time, 10 minutes safety flight time in here hovering, which is like the worst possible scenario, because once you're flying super high and you're up there, you got the wind moving, or at least you know you got some good breeze going on. You use up a lot less battery than here. Hovering is use up the most possible battery you can ever think about, you know, unless you're flying pretty fast. Overall, it's good. It's ready for footage. I managed to test the landing gear a couple of times here and there. Worked out great. Open and close it a couple of times, so I'm happy there. And the overall response has been good. So we're gonna have some fun with this guy.